The sport of boxing has opened the doors of opportunity for many well-known fighters from Long Island, including Cara from Elmont. Castronova first trained in the family garage with her father, who passed away when she was a teen.
I got involved with boxing when I was much younger, and my dad trained me in my garage to fight, and I have 3 brothers, so it was really useful to be able to fight, because we used to fight all the time, and it was fun. It wasn't in a bad way. So I started boxing and learning how to box and fight when I was, I'd say, 5 or 6.
She later trained in Hempstead before her talent brought her to the next level.
The first boxing gym I actually ever walked into was the boxing gym in Hempstead at Kennedy Park. So I like this park a lot because I have a really good positive affiliation with it, because it's where I first started boxing. And then I went on from there to train at other different gyms, and eventually I landed at Gleason's gym in Brooklyn, where I found a home there because there were a lot of female boxers there that I could practice with. I fought in the Golden Glove finals 3 times. I won twice and I lost once.
Castronova was the number 2 ranked female boxer in the nation after winning her first Golden Gloves championship. In 2006, she won her second Golden Gloves title, but also lost her mother.
Boxing helped me in my life in many ways because, number one, it got me through some of the hardest times in my life. Like when my mom passed away, for example, I was boxing and that kept me sane. 2, it helped me get jobs because it's just kind of different and niche to be a female boxer. And it got me a lot of jobs doing stunt work, doing independent films. I was cast as a trainer on The Biggest Loser.
Boxing also brought her to start her charity, the Knockout Obesity Foundation.
I'll never forget this. When she was driving cross country in 2012, she calls me up and she goes, "Anita, I'm putting you on my board." I go, "What are we doing?" She goes, "I have this charity." I said, "Okay." So she was like, "I really want to help kids. I want to get people in shape."
I always said to myself, no matter what I do in life, I want to just open a summer camp one day and have kids come for nearly next to nothing. And if they can't afford it, to have them be able to come. Because summer camps are generally extremely expensive.
She really has a die-hard love for kids.
I went to a summer camp that was a non-for-profit when I was younger. It was a Christian summer camp, and my mom basically didn't really have to pay much to send me there. Had I never gone to that camp, I feel like I would be a different person today.
At first, the charity used its resources to send overweight kids with financial needs to fitness camps.
We started raising money to send kids to camp upstate, and it was expensive, but we raised money and we surprised this one camper, David, who we kept in touch with. He was a little boy at the time that just lost his mom, and he really wanted to go away to camp and lose weight. We went to his house, knocked on the door, did the whole "you're going to camp" thing, where we surprised him. He was crying, he was so happy.
You know me?
Yes.
Are you excited to go to Camp Shane on Wednesday?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh my God! Thank you!
Soon the charity's mission would change to impact a broader spectrum of children. Instead of sending a few kids to someone else's camp, Knockout Obesity started its own camp.
Just because you're a kid and you're not overweight doesn't mean that you have healthy eating habits. It doesn't mean that you move and you exercise, and it doesn't mean you're not at risk for obesity at a later age, which I learned with working with so many kids. Like a lot of the kids that are actually overweight and the skinny kids have the same exact eating habits. They have the same exact exercise habits. So it's only a matter of time before the kid's lucky, he's thin at a young age, but they're going to be an unhealthy adult.
Camp Kid Warrior began as a fitness camp for overweight children, bringing kids from across the country together to experience exercise as fun and to learn healthy eating habits in a camp setting in upstate New York.
This year we did a day camp in the village of Hempstead, which is very local to the charity, and it was a very different program than it was where we had the sleepaway program.
It was really her background that this is one of the first gyms that she boxed in. So it was, for her, it was like coming home, and that's why I think she really wanted to do the charity here.
I was a camper last year, and where there was a sleepaway camp for 1 week or 2 weeks, and it was really fun. And we did similar things that we do now, so it was cool coming back, except in a day camp setting.
With its success in Hempstead, the charity now looks to expand its work to other towns and events.
I would like to do the camp again in the village of Hempstead. We'll see what happens with that. There's so many communities in Long Island that could benefit. Maybe a Saturday program or an after-school program to continue from this program. Because a lot of the kids, when leaving here, they were very upset. They didn't want to leave.
To learn more about Knockout Obesity camps and programs, go to knockoutobesityfoundation.org. For Push Pause in Hempstead, this is John Schwally.